Big themes in his speech tonight: the country needs change and the country needs jobs.
It's a great honor. It's an even greater responsibility. And tonight I'm asking you to join me to walk together to a better future. And by my side, I've chosen a man with a big heart from a small town, my friend and America's next Vice President, Paul Ryan. This president can ask us to be patient. This president can tell us it was someone else's fault. This president can tell us that the next 4 years he'll get it right. But this president cannot tell us that you're better off today than when he took office. America's been patient. Americans have supported this president in good faith. But today the time has come to turn the page. Today the time has come for us to put the disappointments of the last 4 years behind us, to put aside the divisiveness and the recriminations, to forget about what might have been and to look ahead to what can be. Now is a time to restore the promise of America.
Romney generated a lot of excitement among Republicans tonight.
Our Charles Benson has been keeping us connected in Tampa all week.
Charles, you spoke with members of the Romney family tonight. What's their mood going forward?
They're pretty excited. In fact, the Romney and Ryan family still on the stage here tonight. You know, it may have taken a long time for Republicans to embrace Mitt Romney, but tonight he is their guy. The question is, did he make the case to the rest of the country to be the next president?
The convention comes to a close for Paul Ryan and Mitt Romney, but the search for votes continues.
You know, I think what suburban women are mostly worried about is jobs. I mean, look who got hit hardest in this economy.
Tonight's theme is We Believe in America, but the question will be, will America believe in the Romney-Ryan ticket after this convention? Will they get the bump in the polls that any party wants after a convention?
I would feel disappointed if we didn't get a bump of the poll, but I don't think that's going to happen.
When the balloons drop tonight, how do you channel the energy in this room all the way to November?
You know, I think the energy over the last few weeks has intensified. You know, ever since Paul Ryan has come on the ticket, we've seen a big increase in energy.
Republicans believe they have an edge with Paul Ryan on the ticket, but not a guarantee. Al Gore didn't carry his home state of Tennessee in the presidential election in 2004.
I encouraged him to spend as much time and asked the Romney campaign for him to spend as much time in the state as he can, and Romney too, for that matter.
Don't take it for granted just because he's on the ticket.
I think it's winnable, but we cannot take it for granted.
Neither will delegates.
We love Paul Ryan. I think he's the most amazing addition to the ticket.
And, of course, that race with Al Gore was in the year 2000. You can see it is still like a celebration inside here at the Republican National Convention. The families, the balloons are now coming down. There's about 120,000 balloons, I'm told, that are here, and the celebration continues. You know, a lot of people tell me that it's easy to be a cynic about these speeches and the conventions, but when you are here, there is a lot of energy, a lot of patriotism, and that is on both sides of the aisle. These are amazing events. It is our democracy. It is how we elect our presidents. And on these final days, on this final day here at the Republican National Convention, there's a lot of celebration. These are a time when there's a lot of parties for a lot of speeches, but all of these folks here, especially from the Wisconsin delegation, will go back home and do some of the hard work. They'll be making the phone calls, doing the lit drops, doing all the hard work to try to get their candidate elected and be the next president of the United States. Mike and Carol.
Charles, you've been to these conventions before, so how does this week compare, and what's your takeaway?
Well, the takeaway on this one is pretty easy. This one was unprecedented by the sheer fact that you have Paul Ryan on the ticket. I mean, this is history in the making for Wisconsin. I feel like I have a small seat in this big moment in history for Wisconsin, and for a political junkie to be at the center of this in this kind of environment, it's pretty interesting.
And once again, Charles, you really could hear tonight and see through the speeches the attempt by the party to woo women voters.
Yeah, this is always the big case. The Democrats will do the same thing. Women voters are key in any presidential election. And the big goal here for Mitt Romney was to try to increase his likability. He knows that the poll numbers suggest that while this election could be pretty tight, most people still like President Obama. If the issue is about the economy, if people feel there needs to be a new direction here, a lot of people think Mitt Romney has a better chance. He's trying to portray himself as Mr. Fix-It. And so if the election comes down to the economy, they feel like they have a better chance. If it comes down to a personality issue, they feel like the chances might not be as good. But there's a lot of time left here before November 6th, and the Democrats have not had their chance yet. They go at the same thing next week, and they're going to try to do the same thing to woo those same voters who may be undecided or still on the fence. Mike and Carol?
And you will be there with the Democrats as well. Charles Benson in the middle of flying confetti from Tampa at the Republican National Convention.